Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Analytica. This is your host, Joe Saz, and today we'll be talking about some Bitcoin price action. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Be sure to go to sazanalytica.com, join the Discord channel where we're posting our Bitcoin signals, our trades, having some good general chats, some traders chat signals, announcements for exchanges and bonuses and stuff like that. So everyone, be sure to go over to sazanalytica.com and join that Discord channel. All right. That being said, it looks like we are doing some work today. Going to be farming some corn. Interestingly enough, anyone who was here yesterday, remember Fabian's algo went long on the 4 hour. It's in the Discord channel under the traders chat and free signals. So that's actually a fantastic play, man. That was right now I don't know if we broke yearly highs up here. Let's take a look on the daily real quick. High is 35,199. Yeah, I guess we have yearly highs. Crazy. So Fabian was right. We are at yearly highs today, this morning. Pump dump, and now we're putting all those dudes that just sold that, we're putting them in real hot water. What's up, Censored Mom, Pinhead Luke, and Kimo Zabi? Great to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in, joining me. Um, yeah, possible wave 5 up to 38K has begun today. I don't know much about that stuff, but I'll tell you, yesterday was looking pretty grim. Uh, we had we had a flippening of the order book in and out a good bit yesterday. Uh, for some reason, this doesn't quite look the same as it did yesterday when we were streaming, I think. But we had some flippening going on, and oh yeah, and we had the big fall off in perps for long dominance, almost cut in half. Good morning, Duncan in Japan, and everyone stay liquid. Let's see here. So we had the big fall off in bid dominance. Asks came up about, pretty significantly, cutting into a lot of that. And then over the course of the past few hours, especially actually into the pump, we pumped first, which is crazy. Pumped and built a wider bid-ask spread in spot markets and perp markets. So we took a bunch of orders out, and we took a bunch of orders out, and orders were also pulled from the book here. Big pull, actually steep move down. So that means all the orders are pretty far up there. We haven't had the liquidity stack up at the top end of the book, but we do have a very wide a very wide bid-ask spread nonetheless. So that means people are probably stacking up the book in other places within 10% from current price, just not necessarily at the top end of the book. And yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. And yeah, things are looking pretty sweet. So yeah, it looks like we're maintaining a dual band confluence as Kimazabi points out. Yeah, we have one still as we move up further and farther to the upside. Yo, what's up, Mexican Hasselhoff? Great to see you, brother. Um, we got another golden cross here on the short and intermediate term. We have, let's see. Oh wow, a closer filling of CME gap. Can just get rid of this now. So just inch by inch, it's getting picked away. Yesterday I was feeling kind of gloomy because a lot of things were changing, but just look how fast the market can flip on you. I'm gonna drop this down to 5 seconds, see if we caught any signals. Just want to see on that pump. Come on, go back further. Damn it, this thing's all loading up. Um, yo, Mexican Hasselhoff, what do you think about that fight card, UFC Austin? Shit's looking insane, dude. Dan Hooker versus Bobby Green. Gonna be nasty. All right, I want that pump. I want to see that pump. We got to see if we had any fuck. Come on. How the fuck does this not go back farther? Doing a little reload here. See if we can get something out of it. Yo, it's gonna be a bitch right now. All right, back to 5 minute. Can't tell if we got any signals over here. If anyone was watching, can anyone let me know if they happen to catch some signals in that range? Thank you. Yep. All right, let's see here. All right, so and you guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask or bring anything up. So back to this, we had a pretty steep stretch here. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of volume. Actually, I'll just go over here real quick. Saz 3. So on that run, wonder if I can bring this up. Oh, whoops. Probably didn't mean to do that. Oh, little fuck up. Nothing that can't be fixed. Um, how the fuck do I move this thing higher? Bring. All right. Well, anyways, we're looking at some dominant volume here. Let's look on the 5 minute again. All right, so here we are. Pretty buy dominant candle here. Buy dominance almost every candle. Sell dominance on that reversal pattern. Yeah, this is looking pretty decent. We're looking at mostly legitimate candles on this run. Look at that. Very, very small dominance of buyers in that candle. Very small. For something that large relative to everything else. Big volume on this move. Yeah, this is nuking all that static resistance overhead. 185 to 26. So, yeah, things are looking pretty legitimate here. Very small. Interestingly enough, we had a buy dominance in this red candle here. Sell dominance, sell dominant, yeah. Well, couple diversions there. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. So here we're getting a buy signal. Weird on on this isn't Saz Danger. Alright. Alright, well a lot of these candles are looking legitimate. You know, we can just add that here for a little bit. Um we'll do this one. Change a couple things. That's good. See, we're actually getting that same flash here. We're getting it right now. Some gold mine lighting up. What the heck? 2.5 to 5% band light up. Things are getting out of hand. Probably going up. Which car will I get? Good to see you, Al Cubes. Yeah, does seem to be the witching hour, you know? 21 pack bot, 2.7. Definitely some significant action around here. About to breach the yearly high. Sellers getting pushed, man. Fat stacks. Another 3 pack. Trade signal short. 1 to 2.5 band. 36,000 sell wall. 35.8. 3.53 bot. Sell signal. 28.5 pack purchased. New yearly high. Sell signal probably going to get busted. 14 pack bot. 8.67 RSI cooked. Massive buy volume pumping into this candle. 10 pack bot. Is this the high? Minimal efforts by the bears here to keep things in check. Just static orders, it appears. Here we are pushing that high again. 6.25. We're running out of buyers now. This could be the top. I should 11 pack. 3:59 p.m. my time. 4.23. Looks like we're running out of buyers though. So someone's gonna have to wake up and start pressing the button. 35.5 up at bat. Fat stacks ate that fucking beast. I want to take a look at that again. 35.5. Got chunked down pretty fast. 13.548 and then 11.2. There's about an 80 pack there. Yeah, we're definitely getting some heat right now. This is a decent showing of the strength of the buyers still. 6.91 sold. Honestly, this is kind of looking like a top though. That traded me says take it. Need to fucking set up my computer. Might be a little late to the party now. Yep, a little late to this one, but let's see here. Logging into my exchange account. I think I'll put a little bit of something on this. Wow, big candle. Let's put something up in that wick space. Okay. Which car will I get? I'm not so sure. I heard trucks are kind of in high demand right now and overpriced, so I might go to an SUV. Not sure, but I'm just not driving very fast these days. Don't really need anything too crazy. In fact, there was a lot of ice on the ground. A lot of ice. Hmm. Why is my VPN internet so fucked? Spinning top here. Oh, where the fuck is my order? Hmm. Alright, well, Audi RS6. Not sure what that is. I know what the RXs are. I can't get an Audi. My ex-wife drives an Audi. That'll be too weird, man. Pulling up, small town. Nearing the top end of that wick space again. Maybe getting ready for a poke at the top, but nope. Candle flip. Sellers take over.
Alright. Yo, what's up, Mo? Great to see you, brother. Yo, we're just chilling over here. I'm very curious about this signals that are triggering. Get a Subaru, learn how to drift. I'm definitely gonna get four-wheel drive. Alright, well, we're rounding out the top here. Okay, well, this is looking like a good trade that I missed. Took me too long to get this shit figured out. Alright, well, live to fight another day. Can't win them all. Know what I'm saying, guys? Alright, well, all season tires are probably good enough, but if you're planning on doing a lot of driving in snow, winter tires may be better. I'll, you know, I mean, my car slid like 3 times yesterday. I'm sure it would have slid no matter what car it was, but I'm just thinking something a little bigger, a little safer, higher off the ground. Big, big short there. Wow. We're really pushing into some weird space right now. We got some semi-trend bias signals here. We got short signals overhead. These are trade signals. These are trend bias. But yeah, we're getting some interesting stuff. Interesting. All right, guys, let's see here. What do we got? Some relatively small orders, 3.9 pack. 10 minutes past that Sydney Open. 5 pack, 5 pack. It did look like buyers were exhausting up here. I got rear wheel drive. That will slip and slide all over the place. Yeah, that's correct. I do have rear wheel drive. And not that I'm not used to driving in snow. Obviously, winters on the East Coast get kind of rough, but well, at least cold, you know. When I say rough, I mean definitely snow, definitely ice. And I've driven in some fucked ass conditions. But yeah, I just want to be higher off the ground now that I'm driving my son everywhere, and I just feel like trucks are a little safer in that respect. More shock absorption, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think a new car makes sense. And just trade in what I have. Again, I'm not really using all that power, you know. Pull it into a intersection or something, or going from a red to a green light, you don't need to be spinning tires, you know. Kind of did that shit when I was going through my midlife crisis, you know. Pulling the ladies. Needed some they like to see a little bit of extra stuff, you know, bells and whistles and all. So, funny enough, Toyota Tundra is what another friend of mine recommended, but he said that trucks are like really high demand right now. So, I don't know, man. I don't really want to go for a bad trade, you know. I really don't like I for me, I don't like what was I saying? I saw that Phil Brick. Oh, you didn't have to pull that. But yeah, that's interesting. Interesting that you say that. I've driven through the snow and all that, you know. It's just, man, I don't know. I feel like a truck is, you know, being higher off the ground is just feels better. Plus, you know, you can just throw a bunch of shit in the back, throw like a whatever, you know. Fucking got a punching bag for my son, and I got it when I was renting a truck, you know, and it was just like, man, it's nice just to be able to throw this thing in the back, you know, not have to figure out how to move what seat and in what direction and all that, you know. And it was nice just to throw it in the bed, throw his cleats for soccer, his soccer ball, you know, stuff like that. Tires and differential is more important than where the power comes from. Joe impressing the chicks. Yeah, I don't, you know, that's the truth though, right? A nice car, nice clothes definitely helps, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to do it without a car. Yeah, throw the rifle in the back, you know, throw out, in fact, a few rifles in the back. They have been saying that that they're expecting terrorist attacks on U.S. soil now, you guys. I mean, I'm not trying to fear porn anyone here, but it's what all these bullshit blue pill piece of shit, pink hair, male, female, fucking they them piece of shits, Democrat pedophile supporter, fucking you know, traitor, treason pieces of shit. Um, that's what you get when you have all these blue pill fucks, pieces of shit. Now we have fucking millions and millions of people that have crossed our border. We have terrorist cells claiming that they've sent fucking, you know, people across the border, man. And now FBI is on fucking high alert for terrorism. A friend sent me a video on it. There's like all these shits going on about terrorism threats now. So yeah, we'll definitely throw something in the back of my truck when I get it. Best way to protect yourself from terrorism, stay away from large crowded spaces. Yeah, another way is to secure the borders and, you know, to not let traitors run your country. But unfortunately, we're all pussies and we're not doing anything to stop that from happening. So uh, we are gonna have to live with the hand we're dealt. Stay away from large crowded places. I'm sure that definitely helps. I mean, I'd rather not be in a big city right now. But hey, small town churches doesn't matter, you know, fucking shopping malls, the streets, you know, bar fucking scenes, you know, it's like, dude, we all got to live our life. I'd say the better thing to do is just make sure to carry. For example, that one dude that went on that rampage the other day in Maine. That dude was like wanted. He had been visited by the police already like 2 weeks before that, and many times he was a red flag, like he was
he was talking about doing this over and over, and then he goes on and does it. I mean, yo, that we do not have law enforcement in this country against criminals. We have law enforcement against average people that have a bad day, speeders, people driving too fast. Ewek asks, is this a top in the making? Well, it certainly appears to be. We are spending a good bit of time up here. Um, I'd be curious. I mean, obviously we got to see the consistency of these signals and the consistency of these signals. So I'm very curious. But yeah, there was also that one guy that was found dead at a roller coaster place. What's that called? Um, there was a guy that was found dead at like a Six Flags type place, right? With explosives and weapons, bullets. And they found inscribed on the wall something to the effect of, I will not do what you say, or I will not kill how you ask, or something like that. And it's just so obvious that these guys are plants, man, and they're getting fucking just their fucking balls rubber banded up and told what to do, or let's say more like their brain rubber banded up, man. So I'm really upset, man. We live in a very dark world right now, and things will probably get worse. Here's a fat wall, 100 pack, 34.5 pulled, spoofer, 8, probably around 20% of that wall, 25% of that wall the seller did, and the guy pulled his order, so he was mostly a spoofer. That's how whales get eaten. So yeah, we live in a fucked up place right now. Feds are letting all this terrible shit happen to try to advance their anti-gun agenda, take away our Second Amendment rights, and then you know put on some nasty shit, man. Never gonna trust anyone that says that's trying to get rid of your guns. How the fuck can you? Especially someone with guns and missiles, Approaching the high, 3, 4 pack, 3 pack, 2 pack, all purchases. Couple of answers, 8.46 spot, back nearing the high. Um, we are at 35.4. Would I still be in the short? If I would have caught it exactly where I wanted, I'm not sure. I might have bailed on this candle. I'm not sure. But if I was in the short where I wanted, 35 650. Huh, didn't go that high. So let's say 35 550 uh on this exchange. I would be in profit still, so I wouldn't be stressed. I'd be thinking more about doubling down. This would be my trade entry. And I would be okay. I'm still okay. I'm chilling right now. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Today I gotta go to the store and get some potatoes, tomatoes. Gotta get some potatoes and tomatoes. Last night at like 3 o'clock I was starving. Ended up cooking myself some kind of tacos. Oh yeah, I need tortillas too. Made some beef, cheese, tomato tacos. But I really wanted to make some French fries. So I need to get some potatoes. 8.96 sold. Oh, that's what I gotta do. I gotta start rendering more tallow too. Alright, who's messaging me? Alright, French fries and olive oil. I only do. Oh yeah, Al Cubes, come out and let's smoke a cigar, dog. You know there's an open invitation here for you. Pinhead Luke, I do French fries and olive oil. I only cook with tallow.
don't use any. I don't have any oil in my house. I have eucalyptus oil. Don't think I want to. Well, I also don't have enough, but don't think that's the kind of shit you want to be cooking with. I have plenty of tallow and plenty of fruit. I mean, that's not oil. I'm thinking of oil. I have butter and tallow. And I've been rendering a bunch of tallow straight from the farm, 100% grass-fed, grass-finished, 100%. In fact, 1,000%. Probably should get some cotton string, wrap it up, make it easier. Got some, got some of that cheesecloth and everything to help push all the extra stuff out. Um, yeah, tallow is real good, man. It's real good. Took the short, tight stop loss fill. Nice. You be careful out there, buddy. A lot of consistency up here. I wonder, it's probably caused by a large, yeah. This is probably something a little bit higher, but there's definitely a couple static walls up here. Uh, Pinhead, nothing wrong with olive oil, bro. I avoid grapeseed or sunflower. Tallow is quite hard to buy in bulk here in England. Interesting. I'm not gonna trash olive oil. I'm pretty sure of the oils. Um, I would definitely have olive oil. I don't know about like the cooking temperature, but I know if I was having it with like garlic bread or something and you just pour some olive oil on there. I've been told cold pressed and all that is the best, but I don't really use it. And this is the thing in the U.S. There was a guy that went around and was like basically exposing that most of the olive oil out here is infiltrated with soy oil, and even if you get extra virgin, it's like there's just so much fucking corruption in that industry that a lot of our olive oil is mixed, and on top of it, most of it's rancid. So he was going to like all these grocery stores and pulling them from the shelves and just high-end grocery stores too in California, and it was just mind-blowing to see this. So I just stay away from it. But and tallow pinhead, tallow is probably hard to buy in bulk for most people, and it's very expensive if you do buy it in bulk. Very, very expensive. So I buy it for if I go to the store to buy a pound of tallow, it costs $15 a pound. If I go to the farm and I buy fat from the farmer and render my own tallow, it costs $2 a pound. So I have the opportunity to get a slow cooker and render my own fat and go to the farmer, which I'm doing anyways, and buying that. So I just stay away from it completely because I have an easy access to that tallow alternative, and it's also very cost effective for me. Um, and so Phil Brick mentions seed oils are bad for you. Pretty much almost all seed oils and canola oil and anything that uses chemicals to extract the oil is very bad for you. Um, so that's oh yeah, you know what, motorist, yeah, avocado oil. You might want to look into that because I know you're out there on the West Coast too. I'd be curious to see what you find. But yeah, a lot of that shit is really fucking just it's just corrupt, man. They're really look, this is the honest truth, guys. They're trying to make us sick and unhealthy. They're like in the U a lot of you guys that aren't in the US, you got to understand, man, the US is a fucked ass place, man. It's we're compromised. 100% compromised. It's like how much of the food that we eat in the US is banned in your other countries? We're fucking feeding poison to our people. It's 100% treasonous behavior going on out here. So, I do agree. Maybe there's other stuff out there if you're out in the world that you're getting access to that's better than ours. But, for me, I have to go straight to the source in order to trust anything. I go to a farmer, I shake his hand, I see the cows. That's something that I can lean on. Um, if I go to the grocery store, there's no saying what's up. So yeah, Pinhead Luke, I think that's probably the difference. I think that's probably the difference, guys, is that out here in the US they want us sick, they want us unhealthy, And you guys got to think about this. And this is very, very economics focused. And this is a very important revelation for you all that the most profitable capitalistic enterprises are those which exploit a dependency. Now, what would those businesses be? Healthcare, food, like freedom, health, um, safety. There's things associated with the survival of the individual and the survival of the species. And if you can use laws and economics to take advantage of that, then you're going to be pulling in money indefinitely, right? So in the US, what they've done is they've turned our water into poison, our food into poison, our air into poison, and people have, and not to mention all the fucking shots that they're injecting babies with, and so kids grow up unhealthy into unhealthy adults, all sorts of autoimmune and fucking cancers and all these fucking terrible things going on. And on top of it being fed fucking it, food that's banned in most other countries, fed chemicals, GMOs, glyphosate, all kinds of nasty shit that bioaccumulates on our food, pesticides, insecticides that you buy in your strawberries. Strawberries absorb a ton of shit. Corn syrup, fucking high fructose corn syrup, all from 90% GMO corn, which has been sprayed with Roundup, which is laden with glyphosate, all bioaccumulates into the product, all bioaccumulates in your body, causes cancer. Big there was a big lawsuit against Roundup for that. So, most important things that you guys can realize is that the US is fucked, man. It's fallen. We are not owned by legitimate human beings. We're not led by legitimate human beings. We're owned by depopulationists, man. And interestingly enough, Elon Musk just had a great interview with Joe Rogan about all this, man. It was a fantastic interview. So, anyways, I go straight to the farm. I eat mostly my meat. I have a lot of ground beef. I have non-GMO rice, and I get organic potatoes. I have the fruit that I get is like bananas, pineapples. I get stuff that has an outer layer that I have to cut off or peel. I don't really buy strawberries anymore because they did an experiment, man. Strawberries are so fucking covered in chemicals and it absorbs it. So just so much absorption of the chemicals there, the pesticides, insecticides, that they blended up the strawberries and the insecticide pesticide was still potent enough to just be sprayed from there directly as a blended mixture onto other strawberries as a pesticide insecticide. So we're living in a pretty fucked ass time right now. Um, let's see here. Also, U.S. meats are banned in other countries. Pinhead Luke, you said you're in the UK. I know this because I tried to import some jerky once. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, I'm talking, they're definitely it's a big business. People will pay a lot of money for their health. And I think in the US like 1 in 3 people will have cancer in their lifetime now. I mean, something crazy like that. So, yeah, people will pay everything they possibly have, and in fact, they'll go into debt for their health. So, it's a rogue nation, man. We've been taken over. We've been taken over, man. So, I'm eating my ground beef, fresh from the farm, nice deep red in color, delicious in flavor. Buy my tallow from the same guy. And that's I probably eat around a pound to a pound and a half of that a day. Yeah, and that's fucking me living real good, man. Living real good. So, um, just talking about price for a quick second here. A 35 500, my short would be okay. RSI still cooked a little bit. We are looking at a stabilization after the pump, which is probably the most bullish case scenario. Right, for this run, because look at what happened over here. Immediate retrace, pump, sideways, pump, pumps, and then crash. And then a lower low. Recovery, higher high.
we're definitely in a good space right now with price action, stabilization of new highs. We have some kicker signals down here. A wide dual band confluence, a wide bid-ask spread on both spot and perp. Pretty decent looking stuff. Perp is stacked as shit right now though. Really crazy. Yeah, Tony's raw mincemeat. Yeah, dude, I had some raw meat the other day. It's pretty good at a Vietnamese place. I just eat the like I can't eat it raw. I don't know. I mean, when I think food, I think some fucking heat on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If I go somewhere and they have some raw meat, I'm gonna try it, you know, because I'm curious. But raw meat, some salt, some spices. I don't know. It gets interesting. I had some at a Vietnamese place. Is that the place? Vietnamese is pho, right? Vietnamese is those big old bowls of soup. That was pretty fucked, man. I ordered a big ass bowl of soup and I ordered extra meat because I knew they were gonna skimp out on the meat. And they fucking there was literally like 3 slices of meat in there. I was like, what the fuck? Shit, man, that makes me want some ramen. All right, moving sideways. Chug some water, guys. Seen a lot of legitimate sales. 5 pack, 10 pack, 4 pack plus one. Um, fucking Al cubes, you wild. About 20 Bitcoin sold into this, and we're talking pretty normal behavior. Let me, I did this by aggregation. Let me just see this. Just leave it on Binance for a sec. Okay. Faux pronounced like the beginning of fuck. Pho. Alright, if that makes you happy. Is it Vietnamese though? I think that was the question. I think it's Vietnamese. I can't remember if it's like Taiwanese or Vietnamese or Viet fucking something. I don't know. But yeah, I had some raw meat dish there, and it was pretty damn good. Oh shit, you guys. Do we have a? Oh, we have a closed gap. Oh man, I want to take a screenshot of this. What a fucking day, you guys. Oh my Atlanta, this is beautiful. This is tight, dude. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's real nice.
All right. Well, that was a big moment. That was a big moment, guys. That was pretty crazy. Hope you guys are okay, man. That was emotional. That was something else. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I could have asked GPT. You're right. Fuck, why am I asking human beings questions when I can just ask GPT? Oh, whoops, nope. All right, CME gap is off the table, off the chart. And we are left with a massive CME gap overhead at 55, 52 to 53K. And the next biggest is down at 21 to 19K. All right. Well, happy to celebrate CME gap close day with you guys. How the fuck does my weather say there's pollen tomorrow when we just had fucking snow? Holy shit, man. I honestly think sometimes there's a person in a room with a lot of computers and fucking weird knobs and dials just fucking our weather up, man. Feels like that sometimes, right? It's literally going from ice to a fucking pollen warning. What the fuck is that? That makes no sense to me. Literally ice. My car was slipping yesterday. CME gap closed. All right. That's that. Golden crosses, cooked RSI. I mean, we're still sitting fancy up here. I mean, this is a long time we've been cooked. We've done it before. We spent from January 10th to the 29th. We spent over 2 weeks cooked. Ended up coming back to a significant low from 25K to 19. Probably what created that CME gap we were just talking about. Um, so as far as precedent is concerned, a few times where we've had a cooked ass RSI stayed above, roughly greater than, let's say, stayed above like 40, stayed in some bullish territory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's looking pretty sweet, guys. Looking pretty sweet. Came from the bottom to the top. 18 to 88. Now we're still doing some work. It's the thing about RSIs. Once you go bullish on an RSI, doesn't mean the high is in. Not on large time frames, not on small time frames. But on small time frames, I'm more willing to trust it because the second high isn't always going to be so outrageous as this. Um, why isn't this even? This isn't even a third. Oh yeah, it is a 13. Okay. So I'm looking at this RSI, and we spent a lot of time, you know, cooked for a greater than 70. So these could stay bullish. This could be, look, we started, yeah, we started at down here, 28K. This RSI situation is pretty interesting. I only have 40, okay, Rocky Balboa. I only have 40K Doge coins. I'm new to crypto. Well, welcome to crypto, my friend. The thing about crypto. All right. First and most importantly, I hope you are not trading. Let me know, are you trading or are you kind of getting your toes in the water, figuring it out step by step? Alcuse make a good cooking show. You know what? Maybe I could. I don't know. Do you guys? I'm gonna see how many people actually watch when I cook. I'm curious. It was nice to chill with you guys a bit though, that's for sure. But I'm curious, what happens when I cook? All right, live. 21 views. Nice. Oh yeah, those are some bomb ass hamburgers, man. Those are some bomb ass hamburgers right there. All right, I'm only buying, not selling. I'm new to crypto terminology. Okay, Rocky Balboa. We're gonna help you out here, brother. Um, so, and this is actually great to have someone new to crypto right now because it helps me remember the old days. And there's probably a lot more new people out there. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. I'm happy to help. Just ask any question you have. Now, okay, so this is a very important thing. Buying, not selling. You're definitely in the right mentality. Now, there's a thing when you buy, and it's probably the most important thing you can do as an investor. It's called dollar cost average, where instead of spending all the money you have and buying an asset, you say you have $100 to buy and that's all you have. What you do is you'll buy $100 every week. On Tuesday at 12, every single Tuesday at 12, you buy $10 worth. If you have $100, you do that for 10 weeks, and that will average you in so that let's say you started buying here, um, and you buy it a little bit more every day, your average will probably come out right here, right? And it might suck. You could have gone all in right here, blowing your load, and you would have made some money. But the truth is, the opposite could have happened as well. And a lot of people were new and they bought this. They bought this, and 10 weeks wasn't enough, man. They needed 2 years to get to a point where their dollar cost average is, green or even break even. If you would have started dollar cost averaging, by the way, from the top, you'd probably be at profit right now. So anyways, you're new to crypto. Dollar cost averaging, also known as DCA, if you see it on the internet, DCA, dollar cost average, probably the wisest way to go about things. Now, what should I buy? We were talking a little bit about this yesterday, guys, and if anyone has any comments, please throw it at me. I know this is going to be a little bit unorthodox here. I am a Bitcoin maximalist. I do believe that Bitcoin is the only thing that's going to survive the next 20 years, 10 years. I also believe philosophically and fundamentally in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best money that has ever existed in all of human history, and we can go into that at some point as well. But to make money in crypto, one of the best things you can do is dollar cost average some Bitcoin. You always want to have some Bitcoin. Let's say my dollar cost average is I can invest $25 a week. Well, I'll put 10 of that in Bitcoin, 5 of that in Dogecoin, 5 of that in shitcoin X, and 5 of that in shitcoin Y. So basically, what I'm doing with the Bitcoin is this is my nest egg. I want to have Bitcoin. I want to pull Bitcoin from the total supply cap of 21 million that will never be anyone else's but mine unless I choose to let it go. So you always want to be dollar cost averaging some Bitcoin. Now, if you buy and so what's a shitcoin, you may ask, Rocky? A shitcoin is anything that is not Bitcoin. A shitcoin is Dogecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, fucking shitcoin. That's the worst one. Don't buy Ripple. Do not buy XRP. It's the worst of all shitcoins. Everything that is not Bitcoin is a shitcoin. And um, now what you do with your shitcoins is, well, when Bitcoin goes up, and this is not, a lot of people don't like this, but look, Bitcoin 3x'd from its all-time high. We went from 20K to let's say 70. We 3.5x'd in a very wild market scenario. Now, the thing about these shitcoins is Dogecoin can 10,000, it can 1,000x. You can buy a dollar's worth and it can be worth $1,000. While Bitcoin is up here, Dogecoin will have gone from here relative to its all-time high. It'll make this look like a fucking pebble. It'll make it look like nothing. So the reason why anyone should buy a shitcoin is with the intent to convert it over to Bitcoin at some point in time. So nothing is going to be, I'm getting married to it. Bitcoin is the only asset that you want to get married to, and you're definitely going to have to ride the tide. But Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or fucking Hex or ADA or any one of these things where your goal is to make money, you got to get rid of it. Once Bitcoin all-time highs, you're dumping your bags. You got to get the fuck out of there. So you can convert it to Bitcoin, you can Uniswap it to USDT, convert it to Bitcoin from US dollar tethers, put them on an exchange, some non-KYC exchange, buy Bitcoin with it, pull that Bitcoin off the thing, and forget that account exists. There's a few ways you can go about this, but you really don't buy shitcoins with the expectation that they'll be alive when your kid is going to college and your kid's my kid's 5 years old and I buy a stack of Dogecoin and 13 years from now he has a college fund that unlocks for him to go to school, which is a big scam, by the way. College is a scam, guys. And so Dogecoin will probably be worth zero or near that at 13 years from now. A lot of these things that are okay, Rocky Balboa. We have a very important next thing to discuss. Thanks. I will research dollar cost averaging. I have been slowly purchasing on Robinhood since September. I don't have enough to buy Bitcoin at this time. So that's the thing. Look, you can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if you're getting point zero dick Bitcoin. It's, think about it like this, man. There's a couple things that we're talking about, Rocky. Let's start with this. 10 years ago, if you bought $5 worth of Bitcoin, it was 1,000 Bitcoins that you owned. And people would, to back then, a whale was someone that owned a ton of Bitcoin. Let's say $5 bought you hundreds of Bitcoin, and a whale was someone that had tens of thousands of Bitcoin. Well, nowadays, if you have hundreds of Bitcoin, you're living large. You're set for life. Um, and that scale keeps working for the people that invested back in the day. Um, owning tens of Bitcoin was a whale. Right now, owning tens of Bitcoin is a whale right now. Owning tens of Bitcoin back here was a fucking, small fish. So the thing is, all I'm trying to say is, buying $5 worth of Bitcoin and being a small fish back here, back in the day, fast forward a few years now, you might have been a full coiner buying $5 worth of Bitcoin every week for back in these days. You know, you buy $5 a week back in back in the teens, bam, So think about a 10-year time horizon. You buy $5 worth of Bitcoin every day, every week or something. It's gonna look like you have fucking just the smallest dusty amount of Bitcoin. But one day, 10 years from now, that may very well be lifetime wealth. So just don't sleep on that. Number two, you mentioned that you're purchasing it on Robinhood. This is a very important thing, Rocky Balboa. The advantage of cryptocurrency over assets like stocks is that you can own the physical, well, you can own the asset. You can move it to your um, you can move it to your own personal custody. And what the reason I'm saying this is you don't want someone like Robinhood to hold your assets for you. You want to be able to buy your cryptocurrencies and you want to be able to pull your cryptocurrencies from a place like Coinbase. And I'm going to bring that up over Robinhood because Robinhood might not allow you to withdraw your crypto assets. I'm not sure. I don't know what the rules are anymore. Cash App, Square, I don't know. But you need to be able to have physical custody of your own coins. What you would get is a wallet for your cryptos, and you would move it from exchange to your wallet because you don't want to have to trust anybody to hold your crypto for you. You want to be able to hold it yourself. So you need to get a wallet, and you can probably download a desktop wallet or something like that. Um, but you definitely don't want a third party holding your assets. And we could talk more about that. In fact, Rocky Balboa, if you haven't, check out the Discord channel. Go to sazanalytica.com, join the Discord link from there, and just show up. Say what's up in the general chat. We're gonna help you out. In fact, I actually have some Bitcoin for beginners stuff from another Discord channel that I made a long time ago, back in 2017, 2018. I made a little educational Discord channel. So I'll put all that information from there to there, from there to the new one. And I suggest you get in there, man. Join our little community. Good people. Um, yeah, there's some good shit, and we'll definitely point you in the right direction. This will be good, man. It's very interesting to me to hear the story of of someone that's new to the market here in 2023. Very exciting to see a new person, a new face in the space. Because I'll tell you, I mean, it's been an interesting number of years for me. And I'm sure for a lot of us, you don't really see a newcomer in crypto very often. I think a lot of newcomers don't really say much. It's a steep learning curve. It is very difficult. It's filled with scammers. Be very careful who you trust, Rocky Balboa. Be very careful. In fact, I would say, look, don't trust anyone. Don't fucking trust a single person in crypto, man. Don't listen to anyone who messages you ever. If anyone sends you a message, you immediately identify them as a scammer. They're a fucking scammer. No one messages you in first. As cool as you are, Rocky Balboa, no one fucking sends you a message to check up on you that you've never met before with positive intent. All the people who are doing good things in crypto and working hard and whatever are not focused on how do I fucking message new people. So if anyone sends you a message first, it's definitely a scammer. Most people are scammers. In fact, most people that look legitimate, like Pomp and fucking tons and tons of these fucktards, are bullshit scammers. They just don't know it, or they're leading lambs to slaughter. That Ben Armstrong guy, fucking idiot. Logan Paul, fucking idiot. All these dudes are scammers. So be careful who you listen to. But join the Discord channel, and I would say historically, the people that I surround myself with, and you got Bitcoin Motorist, Kimo Zabi, all these dudes over here, Jay, Al Cubes, really good people, man, really good people. So I would say join up, man. In fact, I'm scrolling through the chat, just looking at everyone. Man, I've known almost everyone here for a very, very long time, man. Many of you for many years. In fact, I've seen Bitcoin Motorist in like 5 countries, man. Shit, man. Um, so yeah, just be mindful, man. Just be very careful. Join the Discord if you can. If you can't, tune in every day at 3:45 Chicago time. I will go live and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Price action gets a little boring sometimes. I mean, we're chilling. We're sitting here watching this nice little 9.5 pack bot right there. Sold, I mean, but yeah, as far as Bitcoin education goes, that's probably one of my favorite things about this. Trading is tough. Trading is real hard, man, and I don't encourage it. But the Bitcoin education and the this becoming a sovereign individual education, escaping the fucking matrix, you're developing the escape velocity to do so, planning on a long enough time horizon, and being patient, building your relationship with yourself, those around you, and God, very important stuff. So, I mean, everything we do here is, I definitely favor a lot of those other things. Education is so important, and it's a good reminder for all of us to fucking go through that. Go back to the fucking square one every once in a while. It's crazy how much shit you forget. People have been spoofed. Me message my friends. Oh wow, dude, fucking motorist. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of random accounts, man. I've seen random accounts message me. People that, are just in the space. Not even, 100,000 follower types or whatever, just people in the space. Because what you will see, this is pretty funny. I probably had like 5,000 followers on my Instagram, and every time a scammer would impersonate me on Instagram, they always had more followers than me. It was fucking hilarious, man. They'd have like 10, 20,000 followers. So it was always funny to me. It was pretty funny to me that that's the way she goes, These scammers have more followers than me, dog. They look more credible. They really do sometimes. So
Yeah, a lot of us have been through a lot of shit, man. It's been a tough bear market. There's been a couple now. Had some wild price action, many years put into it. Seeing each other at meetups, seeing each other at events. Really good group of people. Really good group of people. Yo, what's up, Phil? Great to see you, buddy. How are you doing? Curious about this consolidation here. What's my instinct? We're still cooking. RSI is still pretty toppy. I wonder if there's going to be a second impulse on this. Second impulse, man. And yo, what did? All right, yeah, second impulse has me a little curious right now. I see a bit of this potential for a little bit of this. Well, it's tough. Maybe this is a little more appropriate, but probably bullish. Probably bullish right now. Sideways bullish. Nice, Rocky. I will say this. If you can join the Discord channel, the notifications there are better. I know YouTube has had a history of making notifications pretty bad, but just remember every day at 3:45 Chicago time, I'll be live, man. We got about 10 pack moving through the book there, about an 8 pack, about a 10 pack again through that, all that, another 4 pack response call, breaking through the top end response. And we are talking a little bit of volatility, 325 purchased, 36 purchase, 282 sold. Interesting, man. Hour past the Sydney Open, getting a little bit of dust pumping. We are looking decent right now. I mean, I really like the fact that we consolidated into sell signals. I wouldn't be looking to make the trade of a life on this one, you guys. If I was short right now, I would just take the next exit I can get. Probably. I have a feeling this candle will retrace. Probably down there somewhere. I would be thinking about it. I don't really like the fact that a lot of the time that we've been meeting with signals, we've pumped a little bit higher. And it just seems like the market's bullish out of nowhere. And combine that with the fact that we have some buy signals or we have some trend bias buy signals down here, light buy signals in other words. It just makes it very interesting. A weird situation. I don't like it. I'd be looking for my exit now. Yeah, light dust. Still a slightly buy dominant candle. Talking a 0.4% move so far, bottom to top. Interesting, interesting. Breaking the wick. Yeah, dude, this is wild. We might be in for a bit of a party. A bit of a party. Without BTC, young people are going to be so screwed. Yeah, that's 100% true. It's funny you bring that up, Phil, because we were just talking about how buying $5 a week 10 years from now, you buy $5 a week now to plan for 10 years from now. That could be a lot of wealth, man. If you anything, that's another point, Rocky Balboa. Anything that you're putting into your Bitcoin DCA is basically locked away for good. You're not, there's 10-year time horizon on that minimum.
unless an emergency comes up in life, 10-year time horizon. So, yeah. Foil fuckers, what's up, dog? Good morning. 7 a.m. in Japan. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Damn, Duncan in Japan. Well, what time is he waking up then? 6 a.m. plus? 5:30? Nice. Edward Park. Good to see you, brother. Damn, dude, I'm fucking hungry too. Now that you said that, it just kicked me into overdrive. Yo, last night at like 3:30 a.m. I cooked a half pound of ground beef, half a tomato, made some tacos, and then I ate my little guilty pleasure in life, some extra flaming hot Cheetos. Some extra hot Cheetos, the ones with the black label. Yo, that shit is so good. So every once in a while, usually like once or twice a week, I don't really go off script, but usually on Saturdays it would be, by the way. I'll eat something that isn't very healthy for you, but last night, man, I wish I had rice. If I would have made some rice like I'm going to today, then I would have been just eating a lot of rice and meat, homemade, organic, delicious. But yeah, last night I didn't have anything else, nothing to snack on. All I have is food I have to cook, unless I want to just start taking bites out of a block of cheese, which wasn't interesting to me. So I had some extra hot Cheetos. You know, those are so damn good. And I watched the latest episode of Loki. So yep, interesting. We're really pushing for this higher high business today, man. Today has been an interesting day of higher highs. Um, CME gap fill. What? That's a greater than 1 year, a year and a half old CME gap filled today, which is very, very good. Just good to see more of those getting ticked off the list. Very old. Yo, hot Cheetos. I know they're a weird little guilty pleasure, man. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Rocky Balboa, nice putting Doritos with ground beef and cheese in the oven. Yeah, I will say this. Anyone that's using if you're gonna make nachos and you're not making the chips homemade, dude, Dorito nachos are the best freaking nachos. All right. How old is this one? All right, back to signals. No new yearly high, but damn, we're definitely in that heading in that direction. All right, what the fuck? I just ran over a wire. Oh no. All right, it's fine. You ever crush up the hot Cheetos and put them in tacos? No, I've never done that. Sounds interesting. I like the crunch though, man. I guess you mean leave them crunchy kinda? I put regular, just grabbed them from the bag and put them in tacos. That's pretty good. Um, damn, dude, I'm so fucking hungry now. I need to go to the store and get some more tortillas, potatoes, tomatoes. I have garlic and onions. I'm gonna make some Mexican rice today. I'll make some Mexican rice. I'll make some meat. What else do I got going on? Uh, I haven't made bread in a long time, but I'm not really thinking about bread. But I was thinking about some nice hamburger bread. 288. Duncan is an early riser. Yeah. I saw him comment way at the beginning of this, and I went live at about 3:45 my time, so that would be 6:45 years. Still looking pretty decent around here. I like this consistency here. Every time we get to the range, things light up. So pretty decent stuff going on right here. This is bullish. This is bearish for a short-term short position. But the fact that we have support chasing the book to the extent where we're getting a ratio dominance like this, 2.5 to 5% from Mark Price, is interesting. Very bullish. 50 pack at 35.5, which we've already broken, by the way. This is dynamic. A little flood of red there. Yo, what's up, Hurley? Good to see you, brother. How you doing? We're just monitoring some light price action here. Definitely, we got a yearly high. We got a close of the CME gap from May of 2022. Finally closed that sucker. And CME is starting a new candle print with a gap to the downside. What are the fucking hours of CME, man? Am I dumb? Why does it feel like this is weird? I thought CME gaps close. Maybe there's a time change or something. I thought they closed at 7 p.m. Eastern. They're already showing some trades for tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd. This is a little funky. I'm not liking this right now. I thought it would close and then they wait a couple hours to the open. A little weird. Little funky. Early. I have notifications set to YouTube, but don't get them when you go live. Yeah, Hurley. I think that's been the case for my entire history of streaming since 2018. Um, Join the Discord channel, and the Discord channel, go to sazanalytica.com, join the Discord channel right there, and you'll be able to join, yeah, sazanalytica.com, join the Discord channel, and then the Discord will give you the notifications. You can turn off, if you're getting too many notifications, you can mute the notifications for like the general chat, the traders chat, whatever chat is active, and then only have the announcements give you the warning. So you can there's a it's a channel with a bunch of different little sub talking groups. We got sports chat, sports bets. We see a couple people in there a good bit. We got general chat, traders chat, and then announcements. Those seem to be the most active ones right now. And we got if you could mute all of them except for announcements. Announcements will be a legit not signal, fucking alert. There it is. Yeah, YouTube notifications are trash, man. I think we all know I've said some controversial things. Try to speak the truth as often as I possibly can. And YouTube probably doesn't like me for doing that over the years. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, what do we got, guys? What do we got? We got near almost another yearly high. That's fucking wild. What a day, man. I'm gonna stay live because this is pretty interesting right now. I don't gotta go pick up my son from school today, so I do, however, need to buy some tacos, some tortillas. Wow, having a tough time right there. We got a bullish BTC. Thank God for Bitcoin, brav. Hell yeah. Pumped to 40K. Shit, man. Honestly, I wouldn't take anything off the table right now, but let's see here. Um, a pump to 40K. What does that look like realistically right now? We got to beat a 36,702, 490, 37, 829 at 38, 249, and then a wall at 40K of 902. Do we have that kind of steam in our sails right now? Or sorry, fucking wind in our sails right now? I don't think so. Um, but this is definitely bullish. I mean, look, our bullish case scenario right now was getting to 36K, which we still quite haven't done. We haven't done that. We've managed to stay in and around this range and even higher than it. But I still think we need some kicker. We need the ETF to get approved, something wild like that to happen. That would be a 12% move. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's wild that we will definitely need to have some stuff in order to get there. Some stuff going on. Some fundamentals. All right. Spinning top here, a little bearish. Spinning top, but still decent. All right, not quite. Not a bearish engulfing. So it's good to know your candlestick patterns or your candlesticks. All right. Anyone got any thoughts, questions, concerns? Share. All right, things are getting interesting again. Okay, still thinking about that. Still thinking about that 40K. Are you, Hurley? All right. Yeah, we're dealing with some stuff. If you guys have anything to say, just say it, cause I'm probably gonna chill here for a bit longer, but I'm getting quiet now. Not much to say. I'm watching some fight highlights. Why the fuck is this thing loading? That Elon Musk Joe Rogan interview is really good. If you guys haven't seen that or heard about it, you should look into it. Elon Musk interviews Joe Rogan interviews Elon Musk, and they talk about some really really good things. I think you guys would enjoy. Right now, I'm watching a video of Derek Lewis proving that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is fake. Just get up. That shit's fucking hilarious. Bart incoming. Um, if there is a Bart incoming, it would be on the daily. I think it would happen further out, and I think it would probably be to 31,000, somewhere around there for now. But I do think, being that we're this bullish, I would bet that we're at least 7 days out if there was to be a Bart. Probably not within the next 7 days. Why is this so shitty? Alright, well, it could just be the video. Oh, do you guys remember Cupcake Durant? Oh, you want a Cybertruck now? Yeah, dude. Joe Rogan shoots that motherfucker. He blasts that truck with an arrow. And, yeah, that was pretty tight. Jackknife Joe, I just ordered my Canadian Firearms Safety Course handbooks for both unrestricted and restricted guns. Once I get my license, what guns do you suggest to have for a well-rounded collection? That's a great question. Now, I would say you probably need to cover a few range, like you need to cover close distance, you need to cover long distance, and everything in between, right? So, if I would kind of break it down to four guns. You need a pistol, probably 9 mil, maybe 45. Um, you probably need a shotgun, 12 gauge, something nice, something classic. Mossberg 500, Benelli M4. Benelli M4 is like kind of like the higher end of that, semi-automatic. Real nice. Um, but yeah, Benelli M4, nice 12 gauge. A 5.56, like a I would recommend a Crusader. Uh, a Spikes Crusader. That's one that I've been using. HK. That's a little lighter. But you know, if you're trying to go for something like long, maybe just like a good kind of a high end of the line, well-rounded 5.56. Um, you might want to check out the HK MR 5.56A1. That's a really good gun. It uses a piston system to reset the bolt, and that'll make your gun last a lot longer without needing a cleaning. That's really useful. So, yeah, there's a few things out there. And then, so that'll be your pistol, close range, probably 9 mil 45, your shotgun, home defense, uh, um, 12 gauge, your mid range weapon, 5.56 ammunition, HK MR 5.56A1, and then you probably want a 308 rifle to hit some farther away targets, 308 or a hunting rifle. And that just depends on what you're looking for. The one that I have that's probably the best is a Christensen Arms Modern Precision Rifle. Rocky Balboa. I want a small snub nose to carry on my ankle. All right, so talking about carrying and stuff like that, you probably the first thing that you need to think about when owning a weapon is especially like a pistol and going out in public with the plan to defend others and yourself from violent injuries, deathly injuries. You want to be able to draw your weapon quickly. Your waist is probably the best place for you to be able to do that. So the first, if I had an ankle gun, what would the expectation be there? I would have to kneel down, lift up my jeans, and then draw my weapon. And if I see something happening in real time, is that really, if especially if it's happening one on one, if you're walking down the street and some dude comes up to you with a knife, how are you gonna get to that gun? Say you push the guy away and you have less than a second to draw. Are you getting that thing out of your ankle? That's a no. You you want to have an inner waistband holster uh for your daily carry, and you probably want it to uh be at your appendix. And so in other words, an appendix holster. So this is for the note takers out there. Um, Jackknife, yeah, an appendix holster, or you can also slide that around to your hip. Depends on how you wear your clothes, how comfortable you are, how your body is. But appendix is probably the best place to draw from. If I have a sweater on, I want to lean back, pull my sweater up with my left hand, draw my weapon with my right, and I want to complete all of that in a second or less. Literally. You need to be able to fucking draw that gun in less than a second. Um, your appendix is a really good place to be able to do that from. Your hip is also a good place, but that now you're probably if you're wearing a hoodie, it's getting a little bit more difficult to draw that thing. If you try to pull your hoodie up with your left hand, a piece of it might catch the handle or something, and you probably want a speed draw handle, something that really is held in holding the gun by nothing but friction alone, where you have other holsters that require some sort of release mechanism or two or three release mechanisms, friction, pressure, something. And for the record, talking about this trade, guys, now is where I'd be thinking about exiting this trade. I'm in profit. This would be a fine place to exit. So I'm taking this trade off the table. We're out. We're out the market. As good as those signals are, I'm out. Or more as consistent as those signals are, I'm out. So your appendix holster is probably like a good place. If I'm going to be standing up and walking around in public a lot, what I'll do is I'll put it in my appendix. If I get in my car where I'll be sitting down for a long time, I'll just take it out and put it in my glove compartment or something, my center console. And um, that's definitely a disadvantage. Hopefully I'm not getting lit up in my car. So, anyways, um, but yeah, sitting down with an appendix holster, real tough. Depends on the gun you're using, depends on the holster you're using, depends on your balls and your dick, but you know, probably gonna be uncomfortable. So I uh I do recommend the appendix holster. If I'm getting out of my car and walking into the grocery store, I'm putting my gun in my appendix. If I'm walking out into public and just a place where I'm going to be standing up the whole time, it's going into my appendix. If I'm going to be getting up and sitting down, if I go to the cigar bar, let's say, I'm going to go smoke a cigar. I'm going to sit down for a long time. I'm going to put my holster on my hip and make sure I have a baggy sweater. Probably less visible being an appendix holster rather than hip holster. That's very true, Rocky. Your appendix holster is going to do the best job at concealing the weapon, and that's very very important, especially so jackknife. An appendix holster is basically just where your belt buckle is. A an appendix holster is to say straight down, maybe a little bit off center to your dominant hand, a little bit off center to the dominant hand. So, it might not be straight barrel pointed at my dick. It might be pointed at my right nut a little bit. But yeah, that's where I will have my I have an inner waistband holster that I can move around. So it's just a nice little inner waistband holster. I can have it on my hip. I can have it on my I can have it in that range, the appendix range. So and that's probably going to be a 9 mil. That's probably going to be a 9 mil. Your concealed carry. Um, it's probably going to be a 9 mil. It's probably going to be I mean 9 mil is pretty damn good, and the goal is to shoot something like 5 to 15 yards. I do have a red dot sight on mine, but still my intent is only to pop targets, in very close proximity. I mean, if you're in a shootout there, you're definitely you'd probably want a full size weapon, But and when I say full size, I mean Glock 17, Glock 34, up along that range. I usually I like a Glock 34 more than I like a 17. So anyways, let's see here. And I'll tell you, my carry is a Springfield Hellcat Pro inner waistband on my hip. Yeah, Phil C, that's good. I mean, there's certain areas where you don't even have to conceal your weapon. In fact, you don't in Wisconsin, for example, you don't have to conceal your weapon. Open carry is legal out here. Um, Open carry is very common in areas that are super pro 2A and conservative. If I went to certain areas in Pennsylvania, everyone has a fucking gun on their hip, and it's outer waistband. It's OWB as opposed to IWB. IWB is inner waistband. OWB holsters, outer waistband holsters, that's the most efficient way to access your weapon. I mean that's why it's cops use it, It's outer waistband, right hip, dominant hand holster draw. That's probably the most efficient way to do it. Now, I do prefer that, but when you're surrounded by a bunch of fucking betas, you probably don't want people crying about it. You don't want to cause a scene. I mean, look, you don't even want people in a blue pill beta factory like some of these areas you might go. You just don't want to deal with that shit, It's just you just don't want to deal with it. You won't be wrong. There's people that do YouTube videos of walking around and telling police, "Oh, is what I'm doing illegal? Is you're breaking my constitutional right?" Yeah, that's true. That's probably very true. But at the same time, look, there's a lot of people out there that get scared easily, and it could cause a scene, and it's just better not to cause a scene. It shouldn't have to cause a scene, and that's very, very important, but that's the truth of the matter is it does cause a scene. People are fucking betas. Women, fucking men with blue hair, all that kind of shit. Um, Trying to think of more things. Yeah, thought all kinds of things. But anyways, it's just better to conceal your weapon. Just conceal it if it's legal, of course, and unless you're surrounded by people that open carry, probably best not to open carry. But I do carry on my hip if I'm going to smoke a cigar. I have tried to smoke many cigars while having a gun pointed at my dick, and it's literally touching your dick while you're uncomfortable and smoking a cigar. I just can't enjoy a cigar like that, so I push it off to the side. I always wear something to hide it. It's called printing, is when you have a weapon that you're trying to conceal, but it shows through your clothing. Um, if you are gonna carry and it's hot out, then it's gonna be tough. You probably want to baggy your shirt, but the shirt that you're gonna want to wear is a button-up shirt, a shirt that buttons up in the middle and is a little bit loose. Those are the best shirts to wear if you're carrying. If you're wearing just a t-shirt, you're gonna print a little bit, and sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. Most people are busy thinking about their own lives and thinking about their phones and thinking about shit like that.
So you probably don't have to think about this all that often, but yeah, if you're gonna go out and you're gonna go to a place where you're gonna be carrying your gun for a long time, probably better off wearing and it's hot, you're probably better off wearing a button-up t-shirt, a Hawaii shirt or something like that, Hawaiian shirt, those button-up ones with all the palm trees and coconuts. That's probably your best bet. And yeah, probably, and just talking about Rocky Balboa about your ankle. If you want a snub nose on your ankle, nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you have something that you can access as well. That's like your super backup gun. After guns and ammo, what's the next prepper purchase? Freeze-dried food. How many months? Interesting. Um, when I was in search and rescue, it was rice and lentils and some dried vegetables and some seasoning like salt. Uh, well, you know what? I'm gonna just hit this one from Winston Alexander real quick. I have my New Jersey CCW. Quickly found out all of my pants needed 2 more inches on the waist. Yeah, that's definitely something to factor in. Also carry a Hellcat Pro. Interesting. Do you have a sight on that? Curious if you have a sight, Winston. I got a Hollow Sun red dot on the hip. Working on losing my gut so I can carry my Sig P229. Um, yeah, I will say this. If I'm carrying any gun on my appendix and I eat a lot of food, it's gonna protrude a little bit more. There's a thing that you can get called a wedge that will help push the gun into your stomach. Uh, so again, I like, you have your wedge, I tested it out with the sock once, but it just makes it look like you're trying to look like you have a big dick. But yeah, you can get a little thing called a wedge that'll push the gun a little deeper into your stomach. That'll do a little bit of work, but if I eat a fuck ton of food, and I usually eat once a day, and then when I do eat, I eat a lot of food. I just eat a lot, and if I eat a ton of food, my belly's gonna get a little bigger. I mean, trust me, man. You do a lot of sit-ups and push-ups, you got a six pack, but then the second you eat, you got a fucking dad bod, Yo, my fucking gun protrudes. So I tend to wear a sweater or a hoodie. But yeah, definitely it helps to have a lot of the ability to do a lot of sit-ups. Um, get cut, I could probably get more cut. Um, and yeah, Phil, you carry in your waistband here. Okay. So after guns, ammo, what's the next prepper purchase? Freeze-dried food. All right. Well, guns, ammo, I would probably have an axe. You definitely want something like that, an axe and a knife, machete. Um, food-wise, uh, rice, a lot of rice, a lot of lentils, dried vegetables, a lot of salt, man. I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't realize how fucking terrible food is, especially that kind of food, unless you have seasoning. Get so much fucking salt that you can't imagine needing more salt. Like you get 4 times the amount of salt you think you need. I'll tell you what, man, you go out in the wilderness for a week, you think you have enough salt, you're super fucking wrong. And then you're left eating the most bland shit. And you don't, yeah, as hungry as you are, you don't want to eat, man. It's fucking terrible. So get 4 times as much salt as you think you'll need. Salt is delicious. Um, what I have personally is a lot of since I'm in a stable stationary place, right? I'm not on the move. I don't have like a backpack full of shit that I need to worry about right now, and I don't have a 5 mile journey I need to go on every day. I like to have canned tuna. That's a very useful thing. It lasts in the can for usually you can probably get it 3 to 5 years out for before it expires. So you know what Kimozabi's saying, minimum 3 months food supplies, try to get to 24 months. He's not wrong. If you have the space and you have the resources and time and money and all that stuff, right? Then get that, get a lot of rice, get, quite a few 50-pound bags of rice, 20-pound bags of rice. Get quite a few bags of lentils. You'll also need a fuck ton of water. Don't forget that, Jackknife. You will die without water in 3 days. So you need enough water to eat with, and you need enough water to cook with. A lot of people forget about the cooking part. So I actually have enough to survive for about 15 days. I probably have like, you know, 25 cans of tuna and chicken. I have um I have about 40 pounds of rice, and I have a lot, about 6 cases of water, 48 packs, 6 times 48. And if anything was to happen, I would probably fill up a bathtub. I have some water filtration pills, tablets. I'd probably fill up my bathtub first thing if I found out that the terrorists were landing by parachute. Fill up your bathtub, fill up your kitchen sink, fill up every pitcher you have, and just get everything that runs water running ASAP. Water is probably the most important thing. So the reason why I say that is because why I probably have like, let's say, less than 30 days, let's say 15 to 30 days of stores, is because chances are most people are going to die in the first 2 weeks. And then it's going to be straight up fucking action. So I would say make sure you prepare for a good while. Most if you die from lack of water within 3 days, if you're in a city, then lock your doors, fill up your bathtub. Make sure you have some shit in the pantry, and I hope you have some water. I hope you have plenty of, and I hope you have a gun or I hope you have an axe. An axe or a knife are both very useful. An axe will help you chop down trees a lot faster than a knife will, and both of those are infinite ammo. You know what I'm saying? An axe is a very powerful tool, very powerful weapon. A knife is the same. It has a million use cases. You could sharpen shit with a knife. You can use it, create a spark with the metal. You can wedge a couple things open. You can chop shit down. You can bust in somewhere. You can break a window. Between a knife and an axe, you'll cover all your bases. Get a good axe that's not just a splitting axe. Get an axe that's like a felling axe that can split. Let's see here. Winston Alexander. In Jersey, use of force rules make you retreat out of your own house. Yes, it is fucking. New Jersey's the worst. New Jersey was also told if I gauge with someone greater than 15 yards, chances are you'll be prosecuted. Yeah, exactly. Persecuted. Good point. Um, yeah, that's New Jersey's one of the worst places. They don't have castle defense there. If someone breaks into my house out here, I can basically shoot first and ask questions later. In most places, that's how it is. Someone breaks into your house, you're allowed to fucking shoot them, no questions asked. Make sure you, if you do end up discharging your weapon, keep your fucking mouth shut. You just tell the police I was defending myself. Someone broke into my house. I thought I saw a gun. I thought I saw a knife. They were coming right for me. Because, that's how it is. And that's all you say. You shut your mouth. That's the fucking story. You do that in public and fucking anywhere that you have to fucking discharge your weapon. I was scared for my life. Some people even say piss your fucking pants if you fucking can. If you have piss in your system, piss your pants. It'll be better for the fucking police report if you piss your pants after discharging your weapon in self-defense. Um, Now, use my handguns for short range. Do not use optics. Also, have a Colt M4 rifle with optics. No public outdoor range in New Jersey. Yeah, that's you. Okay, yeah, Cherrywood, I think is the one that is north of where I lived in Little Falls, about 45 minutes. I think it was called Cherrywood or something like that. Um, but I was part of the Gun for Hire is the name of the shooting range I'd go to. I was part of their membership, so I was invited to go up there. Now, yeah. Where do I get this info from? Good stuff. You know, you guys know me. I'm a pretty analytical dude. I like to answer a lot of my own questions. Just research, man. I've done a lot of research. I added in Wisconsin to get your CCW, you gotta take a course. The officer who taught the course was pretty chill. It was actually a really good course. And that was a good point from the officer's perspective. It was really good to get taught about guns from an officer. Most officers just want to get home. At the end of the day, that's their goal is just to make it home alive. And it was and you know the thing about learning from someone like that is they've been in a lot of situations. I've learned a lot from people that have been in the military. Learned a lot from YouTube. I the first time I got my gun for an inner waistband, fucking went out in public, looked like a fucking dick, had a gun sticking out my stomach. You come back home, do some research. Ask some friends, hey man, went out, printed like crazy, learned what printing was, you know. Um, yeah, you just learn, man. People, internet, classes, whatever. Um, Experience, search and rescue and survival stuff. That's all 100%. I lived through that. I know what it's like to have. Oh yeah, you know what? Speaking of things to have for your survival, you make sure you have fucking the right clothing for your environment. Make sure you have a really good winter jacket, really good boots, wool pants. You want to have a bedroll. You want to have something that t takes you off the ground, insulates you from the earth. The earth is usually a constant 51 degrees Fahrenheit. So a lot of people think you can just lay on the ground and take a nap. What'll eventually happen, especially at night, is you'll end up fucking getting cold as shit, man. So very, very wise to bring to have some sort of insulation for the ground, even if it's a few blankets. But, have a good winter coat, man. I like for me in my survival situation, I like just to have in my trunk. I have an extra huge jacket, I probably could use some tools in my trunk and stuff like that, things that can help me get out of a shitty situation. But at the end of the day, the most important thing you could probably have is enough to keep you warm. So it's good to have stuff like that. The elements are what'll kill you the fastest in nature. If you're in a survival situation and you have a sweater on and your car broke down and you thought I was just driving to my neighbor's house, my friend's house to go drink a couple beers, but you're on a country road, your car breaks down and your car stops working, you can't turn it on and get the heater, well, that sweater you have on is gonna get you killed. Sitting in the car is probably gonna get you killed. Having a jacket in the back and fucking sitting next to a tree and trying to figure out some makeshift something to get you protected from the wind, that's probably going to keep you alive. Walking around in circles is more likely to keep you alive than sitting in your car. Yeah, so yeah, but New Jersey, and make sure you know your laws wherever you are in the world with your gun laws. You got to know your gun laws. So New Jersey's notoriously bad for protecting yourself. And most places, there's a difference between your castle, which is like your home or your place of work, and your uh and crusading. They call it crusading if someone comes into your house, they break in the middle of the night, you wake up, draw your weapon, you shoot, and then they go running. You probably hit a guy or something, the noise scares the shit out of them, and there's three guys, they break in, but what you nail the first guy, you piece him up, and then the other two go running, or even all three go running, right? The second you fire a shot and they're running away and they're out of your house, you chase them, anything like that, that's probably not allowed. That's probably going to land you in jail. So yeah. Now, this is the thing though, Jackknife too. This is kind of a just food for thought, and I have a couple bases covered. I have more than four guns. You said you're getting your license for restricted and unrestricted, and what are the core guns, right? Well, I mean, there's kind of a couple things that you might want to take into account. Um, you definitely want a 9, you want a 5.56, you want a 308, you probably want a shotgun. You can live without the shotgun, to be honest, but you probably want those bases covered. But I also have a Kel-Tec Sub 2K. It takes Glock mags, it takes 9 mil. So if I and it's an 18-inch barrel, um, or you know what, I might be wrong on that. It might be 16.5, but It's a shoulder holstered weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's a basically a long barrel 9 mil, and it takes Glock mags. So I roll with Glocks most of the time. Uh, and that gun is a great gun because it folds up real nice, can travel easily with it in a backpack. And then so again, that's a Kel-Tec sub 2K, sub 2000. And it'll take, so if you have a Glock 17 with 9 mil, ammunition, then it'll take that same magazine. You'll be able to have one gun, two guns with one magazine and one caliber. So it's good to think about stuff like that. My Vector in chambered in 45 ACP. That's a gun I can also have 1911 in 45, and I can have one ammunition for two distances. The long barrel on my Vector, Chris Vector, makes it shoot a lot faster of a 45 bullet, and it'll go a lot further. Whereas my pistol is probably accurate 25 to 50 yards. The Vector might put it out a little further. And it's still the same bullet. So it's just good to think about that too. If if you're starting off small, a Glock and a sub 2K, that'll cost you less than 2,000 bucks right there. A Glock 34, I would probably, I mean, if it was my first two guns, a Glock 17 would probably be number one, even though I don't really like I just prefer a longer barrel. But it would be the Glock 17 and then a Kel-Tec sub 2K if I really had to start from 100% scratch and prepare for the zombie apocalypse. One chamber, very common, 9 mil, one round. I mean, oh yeah, one caliber. So that's how I see it. But yeah, cover your bases, man. Any other survival things? You definitely want some cured meats if you can. Um, things that don't have expirations on them, really. Things in glass jars, things in that don't have BPA lining the inside of them. You know, um, I think plastic is what decays and causes a lot of these things to have expiration dates that otherwise would not have expiration dates. And there's a certain level where the plastic decays and enough chemicals have infiltrated the stuff. Winston points out 9 mil ammo is a lot cheaper than 45 5.56. Also, and that's also true. You have a 357 revolver. You can also use 38 special. I agree, and I actually have my Smith& Wesson 627V comp uh, for 357. And what I actually did, I think 38 special might even be a little cheaper. I can't remember. I can't remember to be honest, but it was during COVID and bullet prices were all over the place, and so I bought an extra chunk of ammo because yeah, I wanted to make sure all my guns are fed. You need to make sure all your guns are fed, well fed. So yeah, yeah, that's the way she goes. I have my AK-47. That's a 7.62 by 3.9 round, I think. And this is the thing, man. I'm not really a big fan of the AK. I'm really not a big fan of the AK-47. I don't like the fact that they have the charging handle on the wrong side of the gun. Um, I don't know, man. I don't really like I don't like AK that much. I also don't have, a fucking tricked out AK. I have a stock AK. Um, and I'm just got it out of curiosity. It's fun to own, but it's, nothing special. So I would probably stick to AR-15 type platform. Um, charging handle, rear center, everything with, you want to keep your right hand on the gun at all times is pretty much the idea. You want to own guns where your right hand, which is probably your trigger hand, is able to touch the trigger whenever you want.
And on an AK-47 and maybe some other guns, you have a lot of things that require you to pull your right hand off the trigger and do something. Any of those shits are probably off the table. Like the HK VP9, that gun has a thumb mag release that is kind of built into the trigger guard. Uh, you know, your finger kind of comes off the trigger a bit there. Not a big fan. So a lot of little things, man. I like Glocks. I have a 1911 as well, 45 ACP, customized. That is a super beautiful piece. Um, that's a great gun, man. Great gun. So it just depends on what you want. My Hellcat, pretty decent, man. Great for close range. 10 yards, 15 yards less. Um, my Glock, it's really good Glock. Tuned it up myself, did a lot of the gunsmithing myself. Good piece. Puts a bullet out pretty far, pretty accurate, especially, and I know Winston, you said you don't like sights on your pistol, but I highly recommend trying it out one day. It's literally like shooting fish in a barrel. You got a red dot sighted on a pistol, it's like a cheat code, man. You're hitting whatever the heck you want to hit, and I didn't use one until I moved here to Wisconsin. And then I got one, tried it out, and I do not regret it, man. I use a Trijicon RSO. That's a really good sight. I have it on two Glocks, and then I have a Hollow Sun on my carry. I really, really like red dot sights. I really like them. There's a little bit of work you got to do to make them snug. Got to make sure they stay accurate, but overall, I'm a big, big fan of having a red dot sight on my gun now. All right. Well, guys, I think it's good to call this here pretty soon. It's 6 o'clock my time. Been live for a while. We don't have too much more to talk about here. Just been guns and random shit. I still need to go buy some tortillas, tomatoes, potatoes. I gotta do a couple things, guys. So I will say this. Thanks so much for tuning in. Love you all. Truly appreciate your support always. Always have, always will. And always good to chill with you guys. Talk guns, talk Bitcoin, talk whatever the fuck. You know that. So thanks for chilling with me, guys. Love to you. And do your push-ups, do your sit-ups, turn your shower water cold. Think beautiful things. Shape your mind into a fucking immaculate masterpiece, you guys. Everything is an extension of your mind. All right, guys. Much love to you all.